of the fact that the Doge team was trying to infiltrate the Department of Labor, and that they were going to come in and try to intimidate nonpartisan federal workers into handing over some of the most sensitive labor data that we have in the Department of Labor. And understand, just like there are consequences at the Treasury Department, if those numbers get compromised, our jobs report is harder to believe, US economic data becomes less reliable to believe, highly consequential. And I had heard that the Doge team was going to head over there around 4 p.m. that same day. Well, we sit there, what do we do? And I said, well, here's one thing that I know that I can do, is that we can remind some of our federal workers over there of all of our legal obligations to comply with the law, including the U.S. Privacy Act of 1974, as well as many other statutes that forbid us from handing over sensitive classified personnel and classified information. So I drafted up a letter. I know people say, oh, letters, who cares? But I said, you know, whatever, this isn't gonna be a public-facing thing. I drafted up a letter reminding the department and reminding folks of their legal obligations. Say, okay, you know, Doge wants to write letters, just seeking power, let's use our authority. Drafted it, and I marched on over to the Department of Labor. I was able to access the building without anybody knowing. Accessed the building, and I went inside the Department of Labor. And I was able to drop this off and remind the exact people who Doge was going to pressure of their legal obligations. And I said, can I get your commitment that you will do your best to comply with the law, should you be asked to hand over this information? They said, yes. What we can at least do is ensure that it goes through all the proper legal channels, go to the Solicitor General and all of this other stuff, which is more than we can say at other departments, right? Yeah. Where they just felt like they didn't know what to do, so they just handed it over. But we got that commitment, right? And these are every step of the way. One person or a person could easily say, oh, the letter doesn't matter. Oh, taking that step doesn't matter. Who cares? They're gonna hand it over. But watch this. We said, can you get that commitment? Gave that commitment. That meeting was supposed to be at 4 p.m. I walked through those doors at 3:30 p.m. before this thing popped off. Got that commitment, left. That meeting happened. And they were able to say, we've made a promise. We can't hand over that data right now. We can't hand over that data right now. As a nonpartisan federal elected official, they had to answer to two people, right? Doge came in, they had to take that meeting, but they also had to take my meeting too. And in that time, they said, listen, we have to ensure compliance with the law. We're gonna hand it over to Solicitor General. In that time, in that delay, we got a court injunction. Yes! We got a court injunction. So in all of these times, in these moments, when you say, oh, what does it matter? Does it matter sending this email? Does it matter doing this? Does it matter doing that? Understand that there are millions of us at work at the same time. We are in the business of creating conditions. There's not one act that is going to save all of us. It is going to be the constant pressure and commitment to saving our democracy. They cannot withstand the constant, consistent pressure. They will crumble under it. Every day, our job is to wake up and say, what can I do today? There is no act too small that does not matter. Every single action matters. And so when they try to come in, make them show a warrant. Make them show a document. Make them assert their authority. Ask them, who are you? Yeah. Who are you? Because at the end of the day, they're no one. They're just like you, and they're just like me. and he's running around because he thinks he's got a bank account with a lot of zeros in it, that it makes him some kind of super citizen. I don't think so. This is America. So I want you all to know that being here matters. The constant pressure matters. We will resist. We will prevail. We outnumber them. They cannot sustain, and we cannot give up. So thank you, everyone. Let's keep pushing it. See you next time.
All right, thank you, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. All right, our next speaker.